Today we will see the next disease, that is tuberculosis. So tuberculosis, it is a infectious disease. So it is a infectious. What is meant by tuberculosis? In short, we can say that capital TB, that is TB. So how will you define the tuberculosis? It is the infectious disease and which is caused by bacteria called as Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Yes, it is a disease which is caused by the bacteria, that is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So this bacteria that is Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which generally attack on the lungs, but it can also spread other tissues of the body. And basically, the bacteria usually attack on what? Attack on the lungs, but it can also spread on other tissues of the body. In some cases, tuberculosis does not show any symptoms of infection, and in that case, or this, it is called as latent tuberculosis. See here, I am repeating. In some cases of tuberculosis, the patient doesn't shows any symptoms of infection, then it is called as latent tuberculosis. It may spread any part of body, including meninges, kidney, bones, and lymph nodes. So next, that is classification of tuberculosis. First, that is the classification which is depend upon presence of any symptoms. In that first classification, the classification of tuberculosis which is based upon presence of symptoms. First, that is latent tuberculosis, and second, that is active tuberculosis. Latent tuberculosis, it means it doesn't show any symptoms. In active tuberculosis, this type of tuberculosis, it shows symptoms. So this is the simple. Then second classification, the classification of tuberculosis which is depending upon part infected with bacteria. Second classification, the classification which is depending upon the part infected with bacteria. First, that is pulmonary tuberculosis, and second, that is extrapulmonary tuberculosis. Pulmonary tuberculosis and second, extrapulmonary tuberculosis. First, pulmonary tuberculosis, yes, in that infection to the lung. Basically, it is very common type of tuberculosis. The 90% of cases are found with this type of tuberculosis. The symptoms of this pulmonary tuberculosis, it includes chest pain and cough. And the 25% of people doesn't show any symptoms, then it is called as asymptomatic. I am repeating, the pulmonary tuberculosis, it means in that infection to the lungs, then it is very common type of tuberculosis. Then generally or basically the 90% of cases are found with this type of tuberculosis. And there are few symptoms of this pulmonary tuberculosis, for example chest pain and cough. Then the 25% of people doesn't show symptoms, that is asymptomatic. Then second, that is extrapulmonary tuberculosis. It means infection can spread outside the lungs, that is organ or tissues. It is called as extrapulmonary tuberculosis. The person with less immune power are generally affected with this type of tuberculosis. See, I am repeating here, the person with less immune power are generally affected with this type of tuberculosis. For example, infection to CNS, that is central nervous system, then it is tuberculosis meningitis. Then infection to the genitourinary system, that is, then it is urogenital tuberculosis. Yes, example, that is if infection to the central nervous system, then it is tuberculosis meningitis, and if infection to the genitourinary system, then it is urogenital tuberculosis. Then we will see the symptoms of this tuberculosis. First, that is chronic cough with blood containing sputum. Major symptom, that is chronic cough. Then fever, night sweat, then weight loss, anorexia, fatigue, dyspnea, then shortness of breathing, then difficulty in breathing, then non-resolving bronchopneumonia, then chest tightness, cough, chest pain and inflammation. These are the few symptoms of tuberculosis. Next, that is causative agents. Yes, which is the causative agent? That is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Causative agent, the agent which cause this specific disease. It is nothing but causative agent, and this tuberculosis which is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. And this Mycobacterium tuberculosis, it possesses various characteristics. For example, this Mycobacterium tuberculosis, it is gram positive, then it is non-spore forming bacteria, then it is non-motile, next it is rod shaped, it shows slow generation time, next it is acid fast, last that is it is aerobic. Yes, I am repeating, this Mycobacterium tuberculosis, it shows various, or it possesses various characteristics like it is gram positive, then it is non-spore forming, next it is non-motile, next it is rod shaped, then it shows slow generation time, then it is acid fast, and last that it is aerobic. Next, that is transmission. How it is transmitted? Generally the Mycobacterium tuberculosis is spread by small droplets called as droplet nuclei, and it is generated by a coughing, sneezing, or a talking person with pulmonary or the laryngeal tuberculosis. Then these droplets can remain airborne for a few minutes to hours. The transmission of disease from patient to the healthy person generally, which is depend upon the different factors. Yes, generally the transmission of the disease from patient to the healthy person, which is depend upon different factors, like first that is bacilli in the droplet, then second virulence capacity of bacilli, and third that is exposure of bacilli to the UV light. The Mycobacterium tuberculosis is introduced into the lung, then it causes or it leads the infection of your respiratory system, and the organism can spread to other organs like lymphatics, then bone, joints, then meninges, and it caused the extrapulmonary tuberculosis. As I said earlier, what is extrapulmonary? It means infection can spread outside the lungs, and pulmonary, it means pulmonary tuberculosis, it means yes, it is infection to the lungs. The next, pathogenesis. In pathogenesis, first that is if exposure to the source, then due to this entry of Mycobacterium tuberculosis into the alveoli, that is inhalation of bacteria, then this bacteria which reaches in the lungs and enter the macrophages, and then there is deposition and the multiplication of bacteria in the macrophages, and the bacilli are also transferred to the another part of body via or through the blood stream, and the phagocytosis by the neutrophils and macrophages. Then granulomatous lesion being to form a caseous necrosis. Then there is lesion liquefaces spread into the blood and organ, and there is death, and there is bacteria covered in a sputum. Then what are the risk factors for tuberculosis? Close contact, first that is close contact with someone who have active tuberculosis, then immunological compromised status, that is elderly or cancer, then drug abuse, then alcoholism, then pre-existing medical condition, then diabetes, that is pre-existing medical condition, for example diabetes or renal failure. Then for diagnosis, that is skin test is performed to diagnose a presence of disease, then blood test, urine test, then imaging testing, in that CT scan, MRI, then chest X-ray, then sputum test, then history collection, then physical examination. In physical examination, it may shows swollen of liver, swollen spleen, and of the swollen lymph nodes. This is the diagnosis. The next, that is treatment. It means that here there is use of anti-tubercular drug. So what is meant by anti-tubercular? It means the drugs or the medicine which is used for treatment of tuberculosis. It is called as anti-tubercular drug. For example, streptomycin, isoniazid, rifampicin, pyrazinamide, and ethambutol. These are the few drugs. Yes, these are the few drugs which are used for the treatment of tuberculosis. So this is all about the tuberculosis.